hello. Remove your clothes, all of you out there. Or will we remove them for you?
This what you're hearing right now or watching too is what we believe was going on Epstein Island. Um, and it
It's basically
also,
an Eyes Wide Shut.
as predicted by Stanley Kubrick in his film Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah, I think that the whole story is Trump. Trump was pretty much what's his face's character?
Sidney Pollack.
Sidney Powell's character. You keep your nose out of your business. It doesn't belong to you. What were
Impossible
you
to
doing
make
there anyway?
Sidney Pollack was the voice of reason, and Trump's never been the voice of reason in his entire life. What the fuck were you thinking?
What were you
That's-
doing there? Yeah, I was
who's
having a
that
good
for-
time.
Who would be that for Trump? That who mellows him out? Because
Guys
it
like
Giuliani.
can't be just Bannon, because Bannon seems like he'll just rile you up. I don't
Yeah,
think maybe he is the voice of reason.
that's who he goes to.
It's Giuliani.
Who's the white-haired guy that dresses like the penguin and they invaded his house? They raided his house. What's his name? Rich old guy.
Who dresses like the penguin? Roger Stone.
Yeah, guys like him. And then they get him even more.
Well, Roger Stone actually was doing shit like that. He was like having orgies and shit with his. And those dudes are all old, and their wives don't want to do it, and they made their wives do it. Like, come on, we're going to an orgy this weekend. Like, I'm old.
They all work. Yeah, they all work out, and then they all work out and dye their hair, get boner medication, and then go to these things with their old wives, and the wives are like, "Listen, I'm just gonna go with Helen, and we're just gonna go into town or whatever." And they're like, "Okay, good. I'll be in the cabin, the large cabin, the group cabin. Go."
Yeah, they work out all the time. They're like Ned. They have these Ned Flanders bodies.
Yeah, Cuomo and RFK Jr. for just we can go back to
RFK is absolutely
the USSR.
Well, I think
Putin.
I think the younger Cuomo was the one that works out. I think the governor didn't do too much working out.
No, the governor. I don't think.
No, I think he did. I mean,
oh really?
Remember when he was during the pandemic, he was coming on TV with like these tight polo shirts where you could see his nipple rings.
Some people think my hugs are a little too long. But if you can't feel my nipple rings with my hugs, what good are they?
These nipples are God-given nipples. If they rub on you, I'm sorry, I'm giving you a hug. Like having my elbow touch you.
Sorry, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to meet you. My nipples are on hard constantly. I'm sorry. I apologize to you.
What they do, Delaney? They hid like the people that were dying in the old folks' homes. They were kind of pretending there was something to do with the old folks' home.
What's this?
But people were dying. Old people were dying.
From going from nipple rings to somehow old people being hidden in old folks' homes who are dying. Well, I don't know this. I'm not sure of the connection.
Well, I'll tell you.
That guy's
I just ran for mayor. I just ran for mayor, so it's pertinent to what's going on.
He couldn't look and sound more like a mobster. He looks like a cartoon rendering of a mobster, and they got just central casting to bring someone to be like, all right.
After his father got rid of the mob.
RFK has to take steroids. It's his brainworm's favorite treat. RFK has the physique, and he dresses like one of the bullies from Mad Magazine. who always
His face looks
who
like
would
that too.
yeah who would kick sand in the nerd's face.
No matter how good a guy looks or how good his surgery is, you take a picture of yourself shirtless like that when you're in your 60s, and it just looks like someone's decapitated and put a different head on a body.
It looks
It never
weird.
looks like, woo, that looks, it's always like, oh God, that dude should be
Well,
sitting by the edge of a cabin just kind of whittling, knives to give the kids of tourists.
well, that's because you always see him with the shirts off because he's got like jeans on with tight fucking jeans. Like,
The whole
He
bit,
works
man,
out.
they're
He
crazy.
always
It's like
works out in
it's like
dungaree.
Spacey in American. What's the American Beauty?
yeah, American Beauty, yeah. Uh,
And then you just combine that with money and fame, and people just lose it.
oh
Yes.
right, he was so the whole homosexual thing. He didn't want to make New York City look bad by releasing the real statistics. The whole state he didn't want to look bad, and he didn't release the
Yeah.
statistics. And then he had him like shut in, I think, for a while, didn't he? Right, like he couldn't. They shut the nursing homes, but they wouldn't let him leave, so they all got COVID because they couldn't get out of there. Something like that. I can't like.
Is
Yeah.
that his nickname, Quomosexual? That's pretty good.
Oh, that's okay.
Homosexual?
I don't know how I feel
People,
about
yeah,
that.
people say it.
Hold on.
It's not as good as
Yeah,
it's
people.
not as good as Jim Jordan, but Jim Jordan doesn't translate into speech. You got to spell it. You got to spell GYM Jordan.
Oh. Someone just broke into Jerry's
no.
house.
Jerry just did a George Harrison. He's like, I'm leaving. We're like, when? What? Leaving when? He's like, leaving the
Fuck it,
podcast
call Eric Clapton. Call Eric Clapton then. Oh, come on, he just walked out the door.
And then
Fuck
immediately,
him, fuck everyone.
within 5 seconds, Raj and I are like, well, we've got to find someone else to replace him.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
I can
Don't
podcast if
fuck
you
with
want
me
to.
anymore.
I don't have to podcast at all if you don't want me to.
I canceled Disney, but now I'm gonna, the only real thing I really want to see on Disney is the Beatles documentaries.
What Beatles documentaries?
Well,
What,
the
Peter
movie that
Jackson?
they're gonna keep making those, I think.
Yeah, he's going to release more footage from that one session where they made that album.
I think they'll probably
watched
do
it.
what they can with like an anthology thing, but just with more footage and better sound and all that. I think I would imagine.
I don't know. That was like 8 hours long. Does it need a director's cut? Does it need another one?
Oh, it's a different album though.
Oh, for a different album. That would be nice.
Yeah, that one. So now because Let It Be wasn't the last album, as you know. Abbey Road was. So
they did a lot of.
Abbey Road was the last recorded.
And did they film it?
Yeah, they.
I mean, the making of.
I don't know. Probably not, but there'll be interviews and stuff and archival footage, and you can listen to it. Maybe they'll AI those guys singing. Like AI them being in the 69.
I got to tell you, I saw this thing today. It was Linda McCartney talking about Wings. And it starts with her saying, I really shouldn't have done it. It was Paul's idea. He's like, we'll start a band, it'll be fine. Here's middle C. I'll show you middle C. You learn how to play piano, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
He's like, I really shouldn't have done it. Then there's these two British guys sticking up for her. And one of them's so serious. He's like, you've got to remember, this is a human being. I mean, I heard one bloke say, there was joking saying, have you ever seen a dog with wings? Name a dog with wings? Linda McCartney. These are people. These are real people. And then he's getting all
That was the
maudlin
joke.
about it. And then
Just repeat the very funny joke.
Yeah. He gets the shock and awe and the comedy.
If I can repeat it.
I mean,
Can't
you
believe
don't
this
do
joke.
something like that. So you don't pick it on man's wife, you know what I mean? But the joke was, he was basically, what do you call a dog with weight?
yeah,
Linda.
I mean,
Hey,
Jimmy
hey,
Page.
hey, hey.
No one should dog Jimmy Page. The old joke. Who's sloppier than Joe? Jimmy Page. Everyone said that, but it was unfair.
So hopefully there'll be a lot of that with, maybe, I think there'll be more of that, Beatles bullshit, which I love, can never get enough of.
No, no, especially if
Another
it's
thing,
new.
Jerry, while you're here and you're black, is how
Why I'm
much
still.
they hid him, how much they hid him while in that concert on the rooftop.
Who
Um,
hated him?
they hid him, HIDE,
Hit
Oh,
who?
they had to.
Billy Preston.
Oh.
Did
Um.
They just
I
they
thought
just
Didn't
didn't
want
have a
people to know
camera
that he
on
was.
him. So
They didn't want to know that. Oh, they just didn't. You mean the filming?
I think
They just
I
like,
think
yeah.
for the
Well,
movie,
yeah.
maybe someone said like, let's not make him the fifth guy, or else people are going to want him on the next thing or whatever. So let's just not show him while we're shooting this, because they were gonna. It was shot for a movie. Obviously, it wasn't a
Well, teenage
impromptu
girls
thing.
like wasting film. Teenage girls don't want to see him. You
I
wasting
mean,
film
whatever
for?
number of reasons, but I'm like, this would have been cool, like to see him playing live. Now you could hear it, and now you can see him.
Yeah,
But they were like,
probably weren't thinking. Yeah, people that filming weren't thinking that. They were thinking like if this is going to be a movie, like if they were like I'm trying to think of all the other movies that they did. Like what are they going to do with this footage of Billy Preston in here? Nobody cares. You know,
yeah. I mean, yeah. Now in hindsight,
until
of course, but
yeah,
Well, yeah. In
years
everything
hindsight,
in
later.
hindsight.
that was one of the most interesting parts of the whole thing when you see him getting invited into the group, basically.
Yeah.
Well, it never was that big of a open. Um, it never was that publicized that he was playing with them that much, right?
It wasn't a huge deal at the time. I think in hindsight, we like to look back and say, oh, who's the fifth Beatle? And
Yeah. He's referred to as the fifth Beatle.
Well, I remember
Uh,
him. I remember him in his solo career, and he had that
mhm.
song with
yeah.
nothing but nothing,
Got
right?
nothing, he's
You get
nothing.
nothing, and around then people would say, "Oh, he worked with the Beatles," but it was kind of like an afterthought, like, "Oh, he was that guy that worked with the Beatles." It wasn't, it wasn't like it was later on, where it's like he really was influential in their sound at that time, or he was like their fifth Beatle. I don't know.
Well, in the movie, I don't know if you saw it. Delaney probably was asleep during this part, but in the movie they're kind of stuck, and then George may have left. Somehow Billy Preston shows up, and I think they'd worked before. They toured that different. He was with a different band, and they'd known each other. So he came in and he kind of started playing, and they were like, yeah, yeah, and they got into it, and he kind of stayed for, he probably played on a couple others, maybe 3 or 4 tracks, but so in the movie it's kind of like without him, man, who knows what would have happened. So
Yeah, they needed him to stick around because they wanted that live thing. They needed the live feel.
another energy too of just like, oh, another person who can help us, but we don't hate, or we can't right now. Like someone who can't hate that, like we don't have to have competition. We're all together now doing this. It's like not the normal competition is not with him. You're like, please help me. My selfishness is to help us do something, because shit's not happening.
Was Billy Preston cute? Um,
Yeah, he was. He got heavy. He got old and gained a lot of weight, which happens. We all change.
not me.
Everybody except Jerry.
I was
I think
always
he
the
was.
You See Me Now.
You're always the best dressed person at any occasion, which
Yep.
I've ever been
Last
to.
week
Yep.
he showed the tape of him in that inflatable dinosaur costume.
It was a chicken. It was a chicken, but yeah.
Oh, was it a chicken?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a Tyrannosaurus. Well, they're closely related, T Rex and the common chicken. They got the
Oh
little
yeah,
front legs and the big juicy back legs.
they're
Powerful
closer
Yeah,
to
chicken.
well, yeah,
birds.
well, yeah. Birds are
Little
basically little
dinosaurs.
dinosaurs.
And we do have
I mean, this is
dinosaurs.
a
They're
real
just all
interesting
underwater.
topic you guys are talking about. Like I always wanted to. Like, is a salamander closer to a T Rex, or is a
Sylvester Stallone
brontosaurus
is
closer
dropped
to a
in.
chicken? Huh?
We got coffin leg.
You know, and if that's the case, then God must have been confused. There's something up there, and that's why a lot of these planets don't line up right. Who's
Hey
this?
Sly. Hey Sly.
Damn
Even
right,
though
I
you're
wore an
married, you still
inflatable.
hang around the pet store a whole lot, Rocky.
No, yeah, I like it. You know what I mean? I like that fighting fish. Believe it or not, I don't like fighting fish. They kill each other.
Oh no, we were gonna give you a Siamese fighting fish. His name is Dempsey.
Yeah, we got one a couple years ago. And the guy was like, "Well, the red one's the Club of Lane, and you're the blue one." And and then the red one ate the hell out of the other one. And it was tragic. My daughter was there. She's 36 years old, but she still doesn't want to see something like that.
Anyway, Rock, you keep hitting on all the women here in the pet store. Knock it off. Come on. You're married. You're a married man.
They're not
What are
hit
you
there.
doing?
They hit on me, baby.
What are you doing? You're making me look bad here.
What's this over here?
Slide don't hit, he
Cockatoo.
take. I lost my, yeah, a lot of craziness going on, man. A lot of craziness going on today.
Lampoop says he helped start Operation Inflation. Well, thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. Yeah. I love those the email or whatever stuff. I was working yesterday and that stuff broke. I was trying to like look at my phone while I was doing shit.
Well, none of this stuff that's breaking is shocking or surprising to anybody, and it's going to have no backlash. I mean,
No.
if it didn't happen at Grab 'em by the Pussy, it's not going to happen now.
Well, I don't know. Apparently, it's moved. Yeah, I can. It's always like whenever some Trump stuff, like he's going to get in trouble, it's always like Lucy moving the football off of Charlie Brown.
Yes, sir.
Like, oh, he was going to get indicted.
When you first said Lucy, I thought you meant Lucille Ball, and I was thinking of her in the conveyor belt and how.
Trying to put chocolate in his mouth. So he's gonna end up with Trump with chocolate in his mouth.
Well, these guys are so greedy, they're like Lucy at the chocolate factory, just eating as much as they can. Is it a mistake? Yeah, but are you eating it? Yeah, taking $50,000 bribes.
After a while, you can't keep up, and then it's a big goof. It's a big joke.
And then you're sitting there like Fred Mertz at the end, like, oh, my belly, you know what I mean? I took too much. Fred Mertz.
Fred Mertz is the worst upstairs best friend neighbor to have. It's like, Jesus, Fred's coming. All right, of course, Fred can come.
Why the fuck were they friends with those old people anyway?
Because they were neighbors.
The neighbors.
They were neighbors, I think, right?
Him. The network didn't want him, and Lucy insisted. It's her studio.
Desi Lou. There was their own studio. Wait.
I used to think about that where we did Mr. Show, where we filmed Mr. Show. That was the Desi Lou, original Desi Lou studios, which was Raleigh, and then not Raleigh, but I forgot what name. It's just like it's been a lot of different names. It's a small little studio. It's like falling apart. People would rob it. It got robbed when I was there.
It's
which
off
is
of
just
Santa
fire.
Monica.
Right off Santa Monica. There's
Is that
another
where the
one down the
HBO
street
works?
now, a newer one, but yeah, that has a little bit more traffic. But it always had like cool stuff in it. Mad TV filmed there for a while. Did Cedric and the Entertainer there
At midnight thing taped there.
at midnight.
That was fun.
Okay.
At midnight.
Crank Yankers, a lot of Comedy Central stuff. Man Show.
That's
Did a lot of
nice
video. A
position.
lot of videos were taped there, filmed there. But yeah, that was Desi Lou. So there were a lot of pictures. I do that a lot too, because like in my dressing room, there's my dressing room where I work now at Warner Brothers. There's a picture of 77 Sunset Strip, that show, an old show. There was another show
Yeah.
that they came out with that was about these detectives on a houseboat in Miami. I forgot what it's called, but I see the pictures of it and I started looking it up. And I'm like, oh, they filmed here. They're fucking, yeah, old people. Long time ago.
On a houseboat?
Yeah.
Yeah, the show was about these detectives that
houseboat
lived on a houseboat in Miami.
It was
And it was
Miami
like-
Vice, Gary. It was a speedboat.
They wore
And they
weird
sailed
clothes,
around
like suits
Miami.
with no ties and stuff, t-shirts. I don't know. It was a long time ago. I'm sure they're all dead.
I mean, Crockett and Tubbs, I think it's still around, man. Reboot.
Well, it has been rebooted.
No, with
Right.
them.
Oh, with
the same
Crockett and
old
Tubbs.
That would be good.
Nash Bridges. Those were shows I never watched. I never watched Nash Bridges. I never watched oh man, what was that one show? I never watched any of that shit that was on CBS. Any of those like action, Magnum PI, any of that bullshit.
Yeah.
Bullshit. All bullshit. All that
Terrible.
detective procedural stuff. All of it. Fat.
Yeah. Give me a good Quincy.
I mean-
Hey,
Give me a good,
This is-
give me a good Quincy. Quincy goes from place to place, different things. He becomes he works at a morgue all of a sudden, he starts working at a morgue, but then he goes all over the place. He has to investigate. It's just like,
yeah.
like, hey man, you have mental issues. You can't just go to crime scenes on your own, man. You can't drive the fucking Big Bear and just start messing around with people's fucking polices.
Go questioning people. That you can't do. You can't. You're a fucking medical examiner. You can't like start knocking on doors and questioning people, arresting them, shooting people.
Something's wrong here.
Give me that gun. I'll shoot him. Everybody talks about the episode where Quincy was. It was a punk rock episode, and he got up in front of all the punk rockers and told them how stupid it was what they were doing, and fucking cut it out.
what was the focus of the stupidity? Was it the drugs? Was it self-mutilation?
All
Was
of it.
it
In the
gang
mosh pit,
fighting?
hitting each other, drugs. Stop it. Fucking just all of it. Crazy music.
That was his game, was getting angry. Like, come on!
Don't you see you're hurting yourselves? This poor punk rockers are like, these are actually the best people around. They're all just nerds. They're all really sad people that have been beat up by other people. They're all fucking been fucked up, beat up at home.
I guess so. Well, if my mouth isn't syncing up with my movements, then that's your problem. Yo, it's your shitty computer. Go get another computer. That's what you do.
Oh, you got to
Yeah,
take
wear
it up with
headphones
Ecamm.
just until it matches up.
That's right.
Yeah.
Listen to it without the headphones, but then put the headphones.
Perry
That's the
Mason.
best way to hear it.
Perry Mason was another one. That's another one. Like, you're a
Dry.
lawyer. You don't get to go around. You don't get to shoot people. What the fuck are you doing?
Shows like Perry Mason are not things that
Yeah.
we would watch willfully. They were things you were subjected to. You watched them because that's what your older brother was watching, and you weren't allowed to change the channel until he was done.
Sick at home from school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, shit like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Sick.
I never got into
Have the
Perry Mason
clue to
until
watch
much
Perry
later, where I
Mason.
was like, I think I got into Perry Mason like when it was like, it was playing on MeTV,
Right. Yeah.
right? And you're like, oh, I never watched this because it was terrible when I was a kid. But now
Wow,
it's
awful.
kind of interesting to see who's on it.
All the guest stars.
I was wondering for a long time if that blonde. I was wondering if that blonde dude was Perry Mason's lover, like in real life. So I looked that up. His head investigator buddy. He was like, go to
Raymond
where the Black
Raymond.
Dahlia happened and ask questions.
Are you
The
ready to
blonde
go
guy,
to work?
you're like, "I'll
Are
be
you
right
ready to
back.
go to
I'm
work,
on my way."
lover? What's that?
Get your ass to work, lover.
Let's get to work.
Spank you extra hard when you get home.
We can ride together. And everyone knows our gay relationship.
But you better work, lover. You better work.
We've got a show to put on.
What about Kojak? Did you ever get through an episode of Kojak? That's pretty dry stuff.
Yeah.
Again, like recently. Recently, it's been on like one of those, old-timey TV channels. Like, and again, I was like, after 2, you're like, okay, I get it.
My
Like, I
mom.
don't need to see this anymore,
My mom really liked Kojak. She was like, she used to laugh at him. She's like, this dude is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So she would watch it and laugh at it. And I got kind of a sense of humor of watching like something that was serious and watching somebody just laugh at it. Like, oh, what's he gonna say now? Oh, he's got a monologue. He's gonna fucking go.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, baby.
And they all had a physical touchstone, right? Columbo had the cigar. Telly Savalas had the lollipop.
Yep.
Remember Buddy Epson? He played Jed Clampett in the Beverly Hillbillies. Buddy Epson had his cop show. Remember what his thing was?
A violin?
What?
He always drank milk. He always had like a glass, like a fucking glass of milk and a car with him.
Get out.
He drank milk. That was his thing. He drank milk.
Well, Columbo's the OG of all this, and he had a cigar, and he never left the cigar. I don't even think he tried quitting.
Well, and who knew I would fall for lonely man schemes? Excuse me.
What about Murder, She Wrote?
I'm
Murder,
sorry,
She Wrote,
but
she needed some kind of oral thing too. All those guys had an oral thing. She needed one. Maybe she should have been smoking cools, like chain smoking cools.
She might have always had. Maybe she had tea all the time. Like, I will go to the murder scene, but I first have to stop off at the genie's lamp and get some tea.
Yeah. Her thing was.
I was mixed up. I was saying Beretta. I was thinking about
Beretta
Robert Blake and not Peter Falk.
Blake had the
Beretta had a toothpick, I think.
That was his
hat.
touchstone.
Oh, the bird. He had the bird.
Yeah, that was his physical touchstone.
Yeah. Got a bird.
He had a roll-up sleeve with a pack of cigarettes in his arm, too.
He was about guilt, too. He was about guilt, but instead of Quincy, where he's like, cut it out! You're killing yourself! He was like, don't do this to yourself. Oh,
come on.
You can't put the needle in your arm. Come on. He had that game like Billy Jack. The quiet contempt for what you were doing.
Yeah.
just and then the whole right wing paranoia, like it's like you got enough of you selling drugs to these kids. You can't, they're all going to be maniacs the way you live now. Like it's don't. It's fine to do a cop show, but keep the preaching to a minimum.
Yeah. So it
Uh,
should be they're all animals anyway. Let them lose their soul.
Yeah, that's a real New York cop.
Fuck this.
They're animals
Nuts.
anyway. Let them all destroy themselves.
That's why Monk is obsessive compulsive. Yeah. I mean, every detective has a quirk. From beginning with what's his face, Batman to Sherlock Holmes. They all have mental.
Oh yeah,
mental disorders. Yeah, all detectives. I mean, that's the thing with detectives. They all have a thing that's driving them to do it, whether it's obsessive compulsive or things to put things together, or they got something in their past.
wow.
That's always a
That's
detective
a
story.
real.
Detective story.
That's a real straight line of a character, archetype of the private eye. I think they all have to have like a weird quirk.
What about
Right.
Inspector Clouseau?
He has the hat.
He's
He's an
the,
idiot.
stark raving mad. Is what
He's an
it is, but
idiot.
he lucks into. Yeah, he's a complete imbecile.
oh,
I suspect everyone, and I suspect no one.
remember when the guy from Soap did Clouseau in a movie in the 80s? Ted Wass, I think his name was.
Ted
And he
Waz
played.
did it, or you mean Richard?
Yeah, he played like a nephew or something of Clouseau. The young
Who's
guy is
Ted
he's
Moss?
really likable, funny guy on Soap, the
Which
show.
one was he on
Sitcom.
Soap?
Maud was not a manic depressive.
He was the one. He was the one handsome guy on there.
My
Like he
mother
was. He
loved
was nice.
Soap. So did he play Dutch, or was he the young guy?
No, Dutch. You look like Dutch.
Not really.
Me too.
You look like Dutch. That's why they call you
more
Dutch, because you look like Dutch.
That's not why.
Yes, Dragnet did do an anti-pot episode.
Oh, more than one. They must have done more than one where they come down.
Well,
Those guys
they
were
did a few
directly
drugs, I know.
funded. Those guys were paid by the government, the FBI, to do that show. It was like
It
that
was
crazy.
like a 60-minute piece of propaganda with commercials.
Well, they had a show like the FBI. It was a show called FBI. They stayed on for years. That was just about the FBI. Like, and at that time, what's his face was like the leader of the FBI. The crazy dude.
Hoover.
Yeah, J. Edgar Hoover was still when that show came on. I think he was still director of the FBI when that show started.
Oh, yeah. He was like, this is awesome. I love TV.
Make him real square jawed and handsome.
Yeah.
Solving crimes. And I'll be getting
Make
beat
the
with a
fucking communist son of a bitch. Make him beautiful.
In the meantime, I'll be getting whipped by little people in leather.
Look. You just at the end of the day, I don't understand people being bad guys. I don't understand people just being bad guys. Like, why?
You mean in real life, or you mean just to play bad guys?
No, just in real life.
What does this mean,
Like these guys
Jim
that,
Brewer?
like this, with that,
It says R.I.P. Jim Brewer. Did he die or
did
something?
he die? Shit. If he died, we have to have an in memoriam. He was a cast member.
I'm pretty sure he's not. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's not dead. Like dead.
We've
dead,
had
like
fake
dead.
deaths on this. We've had fake deaths.
You
on
never
this
know,
podcast
man.
To keep that up. No, I'm not.
When guys are
Says
like that nuts,
someone had
you
died
never
of
know.
Well, I think that proves
He's
my
gonna die
sense
of
comedy's
craziness,
of unfunniness.
Yeah.
of idiocy. He died of being an idiot, and I'm tragedy today.
It's like no, he goes. He has to go to some right wing comedy club and do a show, and maybe he does blow with some prostitutes, and then it's like, oh shit, what happened? Jim fell off the wagon. That's what happened. Some scumbag at the club gave him coke. So all those guys are on the brink. You know that.
Oh,
I
it was
think
a
he moved to
speedball.
Florida. He probably he's more likely to get eaten by an alligator.
Got eaten by a fucking alligator just walking down the street. It's going rah, 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 rah.
And the liberals are like, let them eat a fucking baby if they have to. Don't put gates up. Don't put anything around for fucking safety.
He tells all the stories
he's
about.
gone full blown. Is he full MAGA or more just full conspiracy? What's his angle?
More conspiracy. He's more chasing that. But yeah, I think that's why he moved to Florida. It was like he's got people down there helping him, doing this conspiracy shit.
Has he been talking about the Charlie Kirk thing?
Yeah.
Is that
He's an opportunist.
He's getting a lot of mileage out of that.
He always does like videos where like, half of it, I'm gonna do this sad, like you're gonna cry. This is a time when I knew God loved me, and it's always sad. He's sad, dude. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He tells those
Well,
stories
he's
about like
being
about
a
Adam
showman.
like tricking him like at SNL. Like
He told me that there wasn't going to be a show one week. I stayed home and I called. He's like, of course there's a show, Jim. So mad.
like you don't tell.
How does that work? The rehearsal all week. You know what I mean? You don't show up on Monday, you're gonna get a call from somebody. It's not like they told me there was no show that week, so guess what? I missed the whole fucking thing. It's like, wait a minute.
Adam McKay. Fucking guy. Then he calls me, he's like, oh no, man, I'm your friend. He tells me there's no show that week. Fuck that guy.
He comes around you like, yeah, I love you. And then he's fucking, sinking your scripts and calling them stupid.
He always has a story like that of like, I guess David was mad at him and he said on stage he hoped he died. And then and then Brewer the next week was like getting a heartfelt video of like, you wish me death? Bro, like what? Why? What did I do that you hate me so much? It's like people hate you. They look at your comedy and they hate you. I've never wanted to throw a brick through the screen and hit somebody. And like,
You wish me violence?
like, yes, I want to fucking stop you. When I see you trying to be funny, you do that goat thing, I want to slap the shit out of you.
Why, man? Oh my God, so violent. You want to kick me in the head?
The rebuttal videos and all.
No.
So you want to shove my goat costume up my asshole and make it come out of my mouth? My God, man.
But don't
his
trust
act now.
him.
That's all he's got.
Don't.
That is the last stop is righteous indignation. That's all old people have left. is righteous
He's
indignation.
got a wife and kids he needs to support, whatever they got to do. But obviously it needs to be called out for its ridiculousness. But
Oh, yeah, that's funny.
It is
You know,
You can
he
never
needs
read
a
your hate
genre. He's one
mail.
of these people that needs to have a, you know, he needs to be in a lane that's not the main one because people in the main one have passed on. You know,
Yeah.
so those guys, I don't know. It just naturally happens that they like get mad. They get a certain age, they get mad, and then I don't know. They start appreciating the audiences, and maybe they start feeling like, yeah, that's more my shit anyway. I don't know, but
Yeah, you know, yeah.
that's where
Well, I
everyone
mean,
is now.
if you're a stand up, you know that it only lasts for so long, unless you're like, you know, those dudes that are like that have been doing it for so long, like Dave Attell. You know, those dudes are less like I'm a stand up. I'm on the road or whatever. But the dudes that get real big, like you're not gonna stay that big. You just don't. You know, like it's just not. It can't stay like that. You know.
Yeah,
They say that
it's like pop music. You know, not everyone stays in relevant for 2 decades. You
How
know,
could you? You're just standing there, you know, if you're just standing there making jokes, man, and then like the people that make a special like once a year, that seems like a lot to me. It seems like the best the best guys like Carlin. It was every what like 3 or 4 years. It wasn't every year, you know.
hey
I
man,
don't know.
everything you need more content. That's the whole thing driving everything, right? It's like the more content you make, the more people show up at your shows, the more you can charge. You know what? All the whole thing.
Yeah.
But it's like that's icky to me. You know, like you're telling jokes to. You know, I don't know. Maybe I'm just completely thinking of it wrong. You know, like
Well,
going
when it
MAGA to
co-
get an audience because you have to.
I think
Ew.
I
people
don't
just.
know.
No,
I think
I
people
don't
feel like they're
know.
forced to. Yeah, I think they really do. You know, especially like well, like Brewer was. That was kind of becoming his audience anyway. It was becoming like old people, just because of the kind of shit he talked about. I didn't think it was bad, but it was kind of like he talked a lot about like his parents and shit like that. You know, um,
Taking care of his parent,
yeah,
yeah, his father who was disabled.
right.
Apparently, talked about it on Stern,
Talked
having
about
to
a
wipe
certain.
his ass and stuff.
Yeah, I never like you know I never faulted him for that, but then I guess that like you get a certain audience, and then he just went along with now he's just going along with the audience kind of thing, you know, like that's where his audience is at. I don't know. What do I
Sounds like
know?
he's trying to do like an anti Chris Gethard, like a dark like a dark universe Gethard. Where because he just gets in there and talks to people, you know, and I think that's what Brewer's trying to do. Might be better if he just did jokes, but I don't pay
But Gethard
attention to
like would
Brewer
have
at all.
Gethard has guests that actually talks to
Oh yeah,
people
no, he's a
and
creative person.
talks about like his whole journey and you know his whatever you know mental
It
health and
seems
all that
like
shit.
that's what he's trying to do, go for the pathos and all that, and no one wants to see an angry old man. I've heard that when people see a young person who's angry, it makes them curious. When you see an old man who's angry, it makes you bored.
Oh yeah. Well,
No one
fuck
cares.
off, everybody.
No,
You can all fuck off.
yeah, everybody has anger, but you got to siphon it through the form of a good joke, or nobody cares. Just like in sketch, no one cares about the point. If you have a really good point to make, no one cares if it isn't funny. Because then, if it's not funny, it's not a sketch. Then it's just a treatise.
It's just, yeah.
It's just an
Everybody that is
extended
not in the upper
complaint.
crust is making less at what they do, whether it be entertainment or 7-Eleven. But they want to pit these people against it. No, no kidding, man. Everybody's making less.
Oh, and we saw it coming. We
We need a
saw how
savior.
the music industry was fucking getting, completely
Oh wait, Raj, you've turned
fucked.
into a Pink Floyd album cover.
Yeah, it's my handkerchief.
What is that, metal? Is that metal or amagama?
No, that's a slide of my prostate exam.
I
Oh,
don't
is
think it
that the
went well,
growth?
man.
Is that the growth there? That green thing? So they're gonna
Those
remove
are
that, huh?
those are amoeba.
Oh, yeah. You got
Being
tomatoes
poor
on
is
your
not the worst thing
prostate.
that ever in a having community. You just have to be willing to invest in the community to make it work. Well, you have to do what you have to do, but I also say that being poor sucks, in my opinion, and people taking advantage of you being poor really sucks. Because poor people have to take the brunt of everything. They pay more for stuff.
They
The
live in
difference
dangerous
between
neighborhoods.
being poor and being broke.
Their
Being
kids
broke
have to
sucks,
get
but being
taken.
really, really poor. I've been poor. It sucked.
Yeah. I consider myself poor now, and I know I'm not. It's
No,
offensive to people
I'm
who
not.
actually don't make any money, but
I'm settling for broke.
yeah, I'm broke. That's
I've
it.
settled into broke at this point, but I wouldn't consider myself necessarily poor. Although we may be poor because we looked at what our retirement situation is, and we've got poor coming right around the corner. Don't worry, it'll be here. Oh, all right, Raj is doing a. Okay, we got him in the helicopter. This is Raj doing a live. He's doing a magic trick.
Well,
Oh, it looks like
I'm
he's
gonna
doing
join
a
the Taliban.
correspondence from the desert.
Yeah, I'm gonna join the Taliban.
Oh no, Henderson
I think,
Taliban are the worst.
yeah, you're a little late, man. They're not in style anymore.
Hold on one
Yeah.
second.
It's hard for an old guy to be funny. He needs some really good bits or a really good script behind him. Who's old and angry and funny? I guess it's what's his name? Used to do the Daily Show all the time.
Lewis Black.
Yeah, Lewis, but because he's got a lot of jokes. It does get to be abrasive after a while. Um,
Yeah, I did a show with him. I don't know if you remember. It was
he's
on
funny.
Comedy Central. It was a courtroom show. It was like two comics would argue something over
Oh,
pop culture, and there was a jury, and it was like you're
wow.
doing like a stand-up routine, but but also but as a
Yeah.
lawyer, and he was the
Was this
judge.
after Ben Stein? Was it sort of
Yep,
like
yep, it
right?
was.
A lot of game shows then. A lot of hybrid game shows bringing in comics.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see more of that. I mean, well,
Yeah,
now
no,
there's
we
game.
still have them. We still have them.
Yeah, now there's this. It's not. Yeah,
Um, was it fun work with Lewis Black? He seems like he'd be cool to work with.
yeah, good. Yeah, yeah. He's yeah, good dude. And that show actually, the producers of that were a lot of
Sorry, Raja.
Bill Maher people, Bill Maher writers and producers.
Oh, okay.
Uh, peace and
Well,
love,
It's a
peace and love
peace
to
and
my
love.
last man.
Let me give you. I want to say exactly where you are right now. I want to give you your coordinates.
no.
Don't give my coordinates.
Sorry, brother.
How's
Okay,
113
settle
Main
down,
Street?
How's the
man.
house of Robinson doing? The old
I gotta
Robinson
speak.
house.
I gotta speak the
Who's
truth.
across street there?
Wait, what? We're doing bits at the same time. We're doing overlapping
Sorry,
bits.
sorry. You go.
No.
No, I put you on the spot. All right. You want to do your bit? Go ahead, do it.
Wait a minute.
Five is gone.
R.I.P. Ben Stein. We've got another one, another obit.
I think Ben Stein actually
The
is.
first one was a fake one, but Ben Stein may actually have passed away.
I think he may. Yeah. Ben Stein was
Wayne wrote a bit. I think
writer.
it was Wayne wrote this bit. Fuck Ben Stein's wife.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. That's right.
That's
It was just
funny.
a game
Did that
show.
make
You
it
can
to
imagine
air?
what was going on. No, it did. I don't think it did.
Oh,
But
they
it was
would
when
do
he was
that
Yeah.
like
today.
all the
They would
rage.
do it today in a heartbeat. It would just be called Bang Ben Stein's wife.
Who's
Yeah.
ready to fuck my wife?
Fuck my wife.
Okay, remember, I'm actually
Where
putting
are
up my actual wife. That's how Jimmy Kimmel got his start, and it was clear how that he was like, this guy's super sharp. Like
Oh yeah, he was the sidekick.
he was like a fucking young Groucho or something. He had something for everything. It didn't matter what you threw at him.
I'm sorry, who?
Jimmy
Jimmy
Kimmel.
Kimmel.
He was the
Jimmy-
sidekick. He was the announcer.
Mm-hmm.
On what?
On Ben Stein's Money. That was
Oh, I
Kimmy
forgot about
Kimmel's.
that. I forgot about that. That's his breakthrough, or no?
Yep.
It was no that's how he was introduced to America.
And I think he was a natural good host because he was in radio here in in my coordinates.
Oh,
That's
how
right.
he got
But
He
started.
was. That's
He had
what
to
he
have a
was.
So
little
he
bit.
got his chops, huh?
Yeah.
Mm.
So that's why he's not. It's not like coming in cold as other comedians. I'm sure have tried to be, television celebrities. But it's like
Hmm.
a lot of those guys are real freakos. Think of that time, like who was big.
In radio?
Well, they got no in comics. There was me.
There was you, Horatio. I can't think of anybody else, but I got to see all the comics because of Evening at the Improv. Evening at the Improv was how you mainlined like comedy before, except for the sketch shows, because they would play it on like cable every night. They would,
Yeah.
sometimes they'd be hour-long episodes. Um,
I got some
that's how you
residual
learned about
checks from that because
Seinfeld and
there's a guy there's another stand-up comedian, and it was named Jerry Minor. And I got these residual checks, and I was just like, like I usually get residual checks. I'm like, oh, and then it said Evening on Improv. I'm like, I was never on that fucking show. And it was, they sent them to the wrong person.
You should,
I got residuals.
you should claim
I got
their,
residuals
see
from
if
the
it's-
movie.
It's like, I'm
The
not
work
80.
on.
if Jerry has some kind of inheritance coming.
It's like, oh, that dude's funny.
Hi, please send mail to my new
It's
address.
just, what is money? Then I have people showing up. What? Children? 50-year-old children?
Some guy named Michael Delaney worked on that movie Sully, and I started getting these plump checks, and I just I called SAG, and they
Yeah.
told me cash them. It's
They
okay,
did.
they're yours, and then they stopped. I could have just kept cashing them, but I thought no, they might make me pay that shit back. I better fess up.
Yeah. I was looking up how, like I got a thing, and it was like taxes for Cameo. Like when you do cameos.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you got to pay taxes for that? See, that's why I don't do it.
No, I didn't. I don't think unless you make more than
income.
$10,000. I think is a thing. It's like
Yeah.
if you make
Any
more than
income.
$10,000 from it, but that sounds like a low number.
No, the IR low. No, the
Yeah.
IRS would say any monies that you earn, you should claim
Any?
any.
So even like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's not up to a certain amount. I think you're supposed to claim anything, but,
Yeah, it's just different strata.
More people make this stuff back. Well, legally.
Well, I'll pay my taxes. I don't want to be like Fred Sanford, Red Fox, crying because they're taking his house.
Oh right, did they pull all the stuff out on the lawn?
Yeah, and they had like Inside Edition there and everything. And it was like, man, what did I do? I didn't do anything. They're taking everything. I was like, oh my god,
Somebody-
heartbreaking.
Somebody help me. Somebody help.
He was probably so high at the time.
I wish I hadn't took these bennies. these red devils. They got me all fucked up. Now they taking my stuff.
Yo, Pam Adlon.
Burger King is out there, please. Give me some Burger King.
Pam Adlon was on the on that new show that he did. when he was
Yeah.
like I forgot what he was like. He was the caretaker to a family, and she was a little girl then. She was like 12, and he was like offer her drugs. Be like, you tired? You need a Red Devil? You need a fucking a bunch of pills. What you need? You feeling a little drowsy? Here, take
Yeah,
this.
well,
Take a.
you're working in TV, honey. Here you go.
Oh shit.
Listen, it's like Judy Garland, School of Judy Garland.
What is the problem, honey? You need a little pick me up?
Well, don't
We
you
take a
worry.
pill
We're gonna
here,
get
and we
you
take
right.
a pill there, and we take a pill everywhere.
Don't worry, honey. We'll give you a pill that'll pick you up by the bootstraps.
You'll remember all your lines. Don't worry.
Maybe Delaney doesn't know this, but Red Fox died on the set of this show.
That show.
I forget what it's called.
That was the show.
He had a
I'm
heart
telling you.
attack during rehearsal,
Yeah.
Oh
and no
my
one knew
gosh.
no one knew it was a heart attack because they thought he was doing a bit for like 2
Kidding
minutes.
me.
No, they're like,
Because he had
all
done
right,
that
what's up?
heart attack bit so many times. Is that karma?
And he was going, I don't do that on this show. Not on this show. Not this show.
Yeah, what had happened is that in people's subconscious they knew that this guy had a bit where he had a heart attack, so
Yeah.
they didn't know if like, oh, maybe the bit ends with him laying on the floor, but they cut that for television. So we're seeing now the bit in its full.
He was going, not rehearsal.
I would
It's-
save this
it's
for the
full
actual
version.
show.
Why didn't you guys help him? I thought it was he was basically, Elizabeth, coming to join you, honey. And then he would like pretend to die, but I thought maybe that when he does it on stage, he dies, and then people are laughing as we'll start wondering why he's not getting up, and then he comes up and he says that's how the bit really goes, and I just didn't expect. So it took us like 20 minutes to actually go see what was going on.
20 minutes.
That's what the Godfather's grandson thought when he.
Well, we
keeled over
applauded
in the
for a long
tomato
time. He
bag.
didn't get up, so we thought, well, he wants us to keep applauding. He liked. Then we
thought it
all
was
stood up.
We thought it was anti-comedy. We thought, oh,
We were like,
he's
okay,
really-
all right, enough's enough, Fred. And we're like, no, and then it just got funnier. And then we sent out the kid to go get coffee and everything while he was doing this.
We'd seen Andy Kaufman do
basically.
something similar, and we thought,
What did Michael Stipe tell you, Horatio, when you did a bit when you were acting like you had a heart attack?
Oh, I pretended to have a heart attack at Jimmy Fallon's birthday, and I pretended that I got a cheers going, and then I pretended to have a heart attack. So I flopped backwards in the chair at McManus, the whole bit, and everybody believed it for a couple seconds, And so Stipe later was like, when you faked a heart attack and pretended to die, at the time I thought it was the unfunniest thing I'd ever seen. And later, when I thought about it, I found it to be, I think I thought it was the funniest thing I'd ever seen.
I love that. I contemplated it. And that,
I watched you guys' podcast, and at first I thought it was the worst podcast that I perhaps had ever seen. But then upon further examination, I realized it was actually that bad.
It was worse than I thought.
It was much worse, even worse than that. He trashed his dressing room at SNL. He was in it wasn't an REM appearance. He was in a group. It was are doing a thing, and he had musicians from all over the world come in to do this thing. And it was McKay, I think, who made the call that they had to somebody did. Maybe McKay didn't make the final call, but he recommended that they do the showcase they had to either do the band, Michael Stipe, and his like a room full of guests who are in all this plumage, like that. And he's got all these international guests. Or should we go with the show? Or should we go with Tenacious D? And Adam's like, we should go with the D. And Stipe was so angry that he tore down whatever little artwork.
Wait, so for his second performance, he had 100 people from different countries.
Yeah, and he had to tell them all, I'm sorry, but we've all been bumped for Kyle
They're all,
Gass.
they're all lined up in the hallway with their shoes off.
Yeah. They're all
Everybody
barefoot.
get your shoes off.
Okay. For those of you who are wearing masks, now would be the time to don those masks.
Yeah, for everybody asking, yeah, he's like he talks just like a song lyric. Yeah, it's not an act. He's like that. That's Michael Stipe. Like he's like it's not an act. Of course, he's great. He's a genius.
No, I love the guy. I had a nice conversation with him at some party where I was talking to him because at the time he had produced Man on the Moon and had produced part of that American movie. That documentary, those two nutballs making.
The horror movie.
And so I love both movies. So I'm like, hey man, you're actually like partaking in some really great stuff, and I'm really appreciate. People appreciate it. Like that you're in the business and you're backing good projects. Some shit like that. And you're complimenting somebody. But it was true. I was like impressed with a rock star also like caring about this stuff, and it was actually stuff that was, that made money and ended up making money.
That's nice.
He's obviously a really smart dude.
Yeah, he's got good taste.
Are they Atlanta? An Atlanta band, those guys?
Yeah, they are.
Athens, but yeah.
Well, they would say Athens. Yeah, because did they meet in college? Is that the deal?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, Athens, right.
That's where University of Georgia is at.
My son's going to be a Georgian soon.
He's moving to Georgia? Is he moving to Atlanta?
Mm-hmm. No, Gainesville.
That's Florida.
That's Florida.
No, Gainesville, Georgia.
There's a Gainesville, Georgia too.
Just up from Atlanta, just an hour outside of Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
So yes, Atlanta area, but kind of out there.
How'd they settle there?
That's where his fiance. It's where his wife lives.
She's from there.
Okay. Her there.
She's from there.
Yeah.
Kind of, sorta. They've been there for a while. They lived in Chicago. And Las Vegas, and then landed up there. So he's going to live with his in-laws for a while. See what that's like.
Are they circus performers?
Yeah, the father is a retired high wire artist.
Oh, really?
And and his mother-in-law is one of the first MCs of a traveling circus. And,
the ringmaster, the female ringmaster. That's cool.
Yes, a ringmaster in the Latin world.
When I was a kid, they showed us the documentary about the Winlandas, that family, of the high wire family. Oh, and I thought that was the most abusive family in the world because they were all the kids, like everybody did it. And I'm like, what is that? You grew up in this family and that's what you have to do? Like, you gotta go up on a fucking wall. There was nobody in the family didn't do it. There was nobody who was like, I'm not doing that shit. There's nobody like sitting and watching the rest of them.
That's a really funny thought. I never thought of it that way. Like, kids grow up. It's like, wait a minute, I don't want to do that. I'm not good at it.
Wouldn't that make a good Dr. Seuss book?
Well,
the Wahoozle family, and all the Wahoozles have always Wahenzels, but then little Whozoozle was born, and he's like, I don't want a Wazoozle.
There's a scene where the whole family is like doing a thing where they have the high wire, but it's not high. It's only like 5 feet up, and they're
Yeah.
all
I'd like to
practicing,
do
and they
that.
all fall, and it hurts. Like they're up high enough where it's like bam, you know, and they got a bunch of shit, you know, that they're trying to carry, and they fall. And I remember as a kid going like, man, fuck that, man. Like when they all fall, I'm like, okay, man, fuck that, man. You gotta fall and shit to fucking
I wonder.
a million
I'm sure it
times.
happens. I'm sure it happens where you don't want to do what you're, but you know, you get brainwashed if you love your dad, and he's like, you can do it too, and you kind of like start thinking that way, you know.
It's
But
because they get you started young, like they did with Buster Keaton.
because
Well,
I'm
and then
like,
the grand.
why is this young guy like into like rodeo? Like, what the fuck? Not, I'm just, I went on a far off topic, but far off
Well, that seems kind of,
situation.
does it seem fun to you getting on the bull, fucking riding it?
Maybe when I
Really,
was,
when
I
you
don't know, I don't think so. Maybe when I was 14, 15 or something, because you don't have your brain's not
An
developed and you're
idea
like
of like
just
how
doing
much that's gonna
crazy
hurt.
shit. Yeah.
It's the stupidest thing. Get on the back of that and ride it. Ride that fucker.
I saw a clip yesterday of a rodeo of a guy who immediately as the gate left, the bull kind of went against the wall and kind of stood on its head and smushed the guy.
Yeah, they do
Didn't
that.
kill him, but smushed him against his fence. And the announcers are like, "Oh my God, that's." And I feel bad for Jimbo on that one. And the guy's like, "I feel bad for that bull too." And the guy was like, "Well, you know, the bull, whatever, but you know, this is a human being that almost got crushed to death." No one was harmed.
So then that announcer had to go visit the guy in the hospital, and the guy's lying there. He's got all his arms and legs up. He's like, "Yeah, I hear you stood up for the bull.
Well, fuck you, buddy.
How's the bull doing anyway?"
That whole bull was completely up and down against the fan on its head. So I felt bad for the head of the bull.
I always feel bad
Of
for
course,
the
Billy
horse.
Joe is like a great new talent, rising talent here in the rodeo circuit. But that bull, though. Anyway, you get better, kid. You
Well,
get
the
better.
rodeo, I understand a little bit more. I understand that as like that's cowboys. It's like it became a competition, the stuff that they really had to do. You know, like you really have to do that at some point. You don't have to ride bulls, but horses and shit like that. And you have to, you know,
But you have to rope things.
rope them. You do have to rope them. But like bullfighting, that's something that's like you don't
Rolling
have
the
to do
rope
that.
and Brandon.
That to me is animal
But you know,
cruelty.
the Walendas had to pay the bills. You know, they had to provide the thrills to pay the bills. And what happens when people come and see the circus? You got to get crazier and crazier. So now you got your kids like on a serving dish when you're walking across the wire.
Well, I think they were still doing it as a family after. I think the grandfather died. Was the one that died in like South America? It's the famous one.
That's the father. He died.
That was the father. And
Yeah,
did they still do it after that?
Yeah, they did. They did. You know, to honor him.
I remember seeing
Yeah.
that when he fell, and I was just like, "Fucking see, I told you, fucking goddamn it, you don't do that, shit."
Why no net? I don't know.
There's a high wire
nothing.
artist in one of the Fellini movies, right? I think it might be. Anyway, and he says, "Oh, I know I'm gonna die doing this." And he's like, "Yeah, you just hope that it's later than sooner." Yeah, that's how high wire artists die.
I guess the thrill wouldn't be there if you're like, oh yeah, that's where it gets more like they have to do flips and twists on the line because if they're performing with a net, I guess in the old days you don't have a net. That's what the thrill is, and not. But but this guy he had a system and he was going, but it was just that the pole had gotten on his hand, so as
Yeah.
he's trying to grab on the wire, the pole kept him from grabbing the wire. His stack. And then it just like he couldn't hold on with the other hand, and then he was like, It was like kind of like this.
Oh no.
There's a video of it.
Is that the
There's
guy
a
who
very
it
famous
got windy
video of
and he
him.
tried to go down and he tried to hold on to the wire and then
Yeah. He
that
starts
was
shaking on the
haunting.
wire, and then he
Yeah.
tries to go down and yeah.
Was he suspended between buildings? Was that in the
Yeah.
70s? I seem to remember this actually happening.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, it was a big deal because I think it was going to be broadcast or
He
something. It
hyped
was
it
part of a
up.
special, and well, I
Those
don't know.
things
Maybe I'm
never
adding
go
myself.
well. It didn't go well
Kanye would have
during
never
Snake
done
River
anything like
Canyon
that.
either, right? When they
Well,
hyped him up,
the only guy that
that's
does
when you're in for doom.
like there's these guys that climb the buildings. In Chicago, a guy climbed the John Hancock building. Outside with like
Like
suctions.
like Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah, exactly. And he never fell, so that's you'd think and the parkour guys now die. Parkour guys they have to get crazier.
Yeah, he died all the time, yeah.
These. How about the free climbers? Now you're in for it when you
Oh yeah,
become a free
yeah. That's
climber.
that's where I think people are just a little kooky, and they're like, I'm going to heaven, I guess, and then when I go to heaven, I'll be able to climb mountains 24 hours a day. All right, Chuck. Maybe don't tell us
Yeah.
that.
Well, you mean the
Like
people like that
Timothy
put the
Treadwell.
chalk in their hand, like a little bag of chalk, and that's all they got, like a little.
Yeah.
The chalk.
Yeah, yeah.
Takes them forever. They stay in one place.
Just climbing other people's houses during Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Can't not climb.
Can't not climb. It's like us
Love
with comedy.
climb. Kanye's kind of a snowflake. Yeah, I don't think Kanye had the guts to be able to do that. Although I did see him recently apologizing. I mean, the dude obviously is like has a mental disorder.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
was saying that he was apologizing to like these rabbis. He's like, I'm manic depressive, man. I'm sorry.
Well,
He's a nut. And a lot of artists are nuts.
Well, a lot of people were like, well, people don't talk like that. That's just not mental illness. Like, it's got to be something else. And it's like, I've seen some people that are mental ill. They'll say some like crazy shit and feel completely different when they're like on their medication or when it's past. Crazy, and they would seem like they're
yeah.
just being an asshole, but they're not. They're mentally ill.
Yeah, a lot of these guys, single parent homes, single mom homes, and like live in shitty neighborhoods, so they have to see all this fucked up stuff. So they're kind of like, the talented music kid that just has all this garbage like stuffed in their receptors, whatever's around
Yeah.
them.
Well, he
So you grow
obviously
up nuts, man. You grow up in the fucking fucked up neighborhoods. You grow up a little nuts, and then you don't understand the real world isn't like that. And that's why you get a lot of like,
Well, I think
you
he's
know,
got to take medication. I think he's got like a chemical a thing going on.
it sounds like he is as they say bipolar,
Yeah.
or
Does
it's
he
very
do
the high
drugs on
highs
top
and
of
Well,
low
he
that?
says
lows.
that. Yeah.
Does he do drugs and alcohol on top of all that?
Probably. That
That'll
can't help.
compound it. You see, it's always a
He probably
confluence of
smokes a lot of
things.
weed.
And then once you get fame involved, that's a whole nother
That can be a
thing.
whole other thing. Yeah. Of course. We got a lot of
That's
people
its own
like
trip.
that'll go along. If he's in a hyper like state and he's doing crazy stuff, there's people that'll be like, yeah, I'll stay up all night with you. Yeah, let's go buy that. Go buy that thing. I'm right there with you.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
always
Back
somebody
in
there with you.
Florida, when I lived in Florida, I saw lots of guys telling me they were running for president of the United States. Just they didn't have the money or the clout to go through with it.
if you're at a bar, I would say like people want to be around you. If you have money and you're buying drinks and you take the party somewhere else, you won't have a hard time finding 2 or 3 strangers that would go with you. Uh, right?
Sure.
They'll just be like, let's just keep partying. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your name? Chuck. Yeah, Chuck. Let's do it. Whatever they call it bags now. Let's get a bag. Did you call it bags when you were younger, Delaney? Cocaine?
Well, there was different. You referred to different bags. Usually, when you talked about your bag, you were referring to your reefer.
Oh, see?
You're,
Confusing.
but you might get coke in a bag.
Yeah. So now it's like there's like all these. I get all these memes, these Coke memes about they'll take a screenshot of a movie or something, and it'll be like for instance when Pacino's like they're starting to use a meme where Pacino's crying from The Godfather 3. You recall this? It's super huge, and he's just like crying. And then they'll always be like, oh, damn, homie, someone lost the bag, or the bag's empty. And then, it's all getting all these Coke memes. When the dealer ain't showed up in 2 hours, like,
Oh my goodness, it's still they're kids. Oh, kids.
Yeah. And then it's like it's good comedy. I get it, but it's just like, where does this all go? What it all, the best you can do is like when you follow one guy who does the same kind of thing. You're like, okay, this I understand, but for other people, it's like it's kind of like, I wish I could see your comedy group. I wish I could see your sketch group, or just you and your friend who you really like writing with. But it's kind of like they don't think that way. They don't come from the same place.
Yeah, you mean like with people's like they're like they have their own like version of their comic or whatever they think is funny, and they just and you get enough response from that you just keep doing that, and like I don't get it. I'm not in that group. I don't do coke or whatever. But it's like I'm not.
I guess it's like when a sketch works at SNL, you just keep doing it over and over, and eventually it's just like, all I do now is I have hot sauce with celebrities. I'm doing it for 10 years. I've gotten rich on it, but it's like, yeah, hot sauce competitions. I don't do anything else, right? Like no one's gonna watch that guy host a TV show about traveling to different countries.
Bert Kreischer did.
God bless Kurt Kreischer.
What type of comedy?
Wayne, read the message. If you're gonna read the message, you might as well just say what he's saying.
What kind of comedy are you talking about?
I was daydreaming, and then when I came back, it was I've lost my place. What kind of comedy are you talking about? Yeah, Savior.
No, I'm trying to talk to you, and you're like,
me? Yeah, I drifted off there. I pulled the Trump on you guys, but it wasn't sleep though. No.
drool.
It's because I did too much cannabis and spaced out. Who's Kurt Kreischer?
Bert Kreischer. He's a big guy, funny guy. Wild man kind of comedy.
Oh, he passed away.
Huh?
It says R.I.P.
I think he's saying all these guys are dying.
Yeah.
Ralph, R.I.P. Ralphie May.
Ralphie May.
Yes, you do. That's the way you talk. I understand the way you talk. I mean, I can read, and I can tell what your voice is like when I see what you write. So you said, so this is you. What kind of comedy y'all talking about? Right?
Yeah, I think you. I don't. I'm gonna. How about
Podcasters.
I don't talk like this? Will Smith, I'm your stepfather. Whatever the hell that relationship was. He talks like the fat guy from Will Smith. Who's this now? Lunar Spunk is back.
Always.
All right. Joke explainers? Yeah, they have a joke explainer. If you don't get a joke, you can put it at, like, on Star Trek, they have a universal translator. So when aliens are talking, everybody's listening through a universal translator. And they have that now for a joke. So anytime you don't get a joke, you just plug it into that joke explainer. It comes out and you have a chuckle.
Is that an episode from
That's part
Deep
of Star
Space
Trek.
Nine?
That's in there. That's in the Star Trek lexicon, the universal translator. We're
So they're
starting to have
watching.
them
So
now.
they watch performances like that.
Now we fucking have them that if you bump it, if a Chinese guy's having a heart attack on the street, you could just have him speak it to your phone and it'll translate it. It'll be like, oh, heart attack.
I hope you would notice anyway that he was having a heart attack, and I asked the guy to. You speak English. What is wrong with you? Hold on, let me get the phone. I need to come
Delaney
to this
says,
damn country on the language.
You might recognize Bert Kreischer from being He's the Machine.
What's the machine? Oh, as
That's
Bane?
that's his character.
He's Bane?
No, his character is the Machine. I don't know where the Bane thing came from.
Who's the machine? What's that from?
His character, he calls himself the Machine.
Who's he?
Bert Kreischer.
Oh, okay. We're getting into a who's on first situation here. I'm so high.
Yeah, he wrote.
Who's on firsting this whole thing.
He wrote.
I'm very
Maine.
high. I'm laughing
You
at how high
Bane
you are.
from Batman?
Who's
mean
Bert
the
Kreischer?
Joker? Oh, I'm having a heart attack. Guys, call 111. I'm not fucking around.
Oh my God, let's call 911.
I don't have the energy to sell that bit.
No, it's fine. It's great. Back, it was great.
Oh my God, I'm so ignorant. I don't know any of the musicians everybody knows. I don't know any of the TV shows. Gave up on TV so long ago. Cultural stuff, completely out of it.
That's what makes it great when we talk about this stuff. And you're like, who?
There's always one person like me in a book, in a novel, where everybody knows what's going on, and there's always one guy. So if it's a book about the Navy, they always have to have a civilian who's like, what does that thing do? And then they're like, we got to explain it to this asshole. But
Well,
good
it's a
'cause
reminder that.
the reader needs to know.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's a reminder we need to let the audience in on what we're talking about for it to be fun for them. So,
Yeah, straight man.
Do you know Hassan Parker? You know Hassan Parker?
No. No, I don't know anybody. Nobody after 1984.
It's funny. Hassan Parker. Paul Bet Davidson. Do you know Paul Bet Davidson?
I've heard that. I didn't know who Charlie Kirk was. I'm like, who the fuck's Charlie Kirk? And
That's so great.
Because he's a blogger. I'm not in the blogosphere.
That's great. That's great. You think he's a blogger too? I mean, he was kind of a blogger, but he's more of a
He's an
podcaster?
up-and-coming figure. Well, I certainly am not going to listen to conservative podcasts.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, his
I
whole
don't know
thing was
why
going
I would've-
to college
Why would I have
and
known
challenging
about
people
him
to
even?
challenging
Because
people
he
to
challenges
things.
people.
Yeah, challenging to
I-
whatever. Debates.
Whatever.
What about Bill
That
Brasky?
kind of guy. Do I know Bill Brasky? Of course. Bill Brasky, best damn salesman in the office.
Look, Bill
That's all it started
Brasky.
as. That's like one of those sketches, like the Yorkshiremen, where they're all suffering, all the just the one-upmanship. Our family suffered more than you. It was just best damn salesman at the office. And then, of course, on shows like SNL, when they do revive the same sketch 15 times, you got to find new places for it to go. Really a Paul
Bill
Bunyan
Brasky
kind of
was.
character.
I've always wanted to
Oops.
ask them.
I
None of us.
froze and just kept rambling.
Are you there? None of us were there when they did Bill Brasky. Can you hear me?
I'm here.
Um,
Yeah, I think I'm here.
yeah, I wasn't there when they did Bill Brasky, but so I don't know like where that came from. Do you know?
I think it just sounds to me like classic McKay heightening. I don't know who wrote the first script, but it's just the way it's got all those drop-in references. There's a little bit of a secondary game in those sketches that those guys always have that row. They used to do this on
The teeth.
SCTV, a huge row of white teeth. Yeah, you gotta have the veneers.
Hey, Horatio, where did the Bill Brasky sketch come from?
What was it based on? I don't know.
Yeah.
But obviously, Adam disdained corporate douchebags getting hammered. He knew his targets early on, and they were wonderful.
That's true. We're businessmen. I love them, and Kids in the Hall was always really funny at any kind of businessman, any kind of person that worked in corporate.
Yeah, it's just
Then
fucking
later,
out of his
you
gourd.
find out none of them ever had any jobs in business, but they loved doing those businessman scenes.
Yeah, that's why they like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man. I think I'm gonna call it. How you guys feeling?
Feeling all right. Do
Well,
we have
I'm all right.
a conclusion?
Well, you
You
know
want to
what?
sum it up? Do you
No,
want
no,
to do
no.
a
I'm good.
finale?
If you don't want to, I'm all right.
I feel all right.
You're just basically watching me get high, but I'm enjoying it. It's just like we need to get those meta glasses and then hang out at backstage at some fake comedy club we invent.
That'd be fun.
Make little avatars of ourselves, and then we hang out in this group.
You know what? We should go
That's a good-
to a city and make another Austin, make a new Austin, just make a and make a
new
whole comedy
mothership.
scene, a new comedy, yeah,
Yeah.
a whole comedy scene.
You
Take
know
a
what?
bunch of
What do
people
you
there.
guys thinking?
Hey, New Austin's not a bad idea. And
New
also,
Austin.
New Austin could be it could be a virtual city.
Let's call it New Austin.
It could just exist online.
Rogan Austin Rogan Airport.
Rogan Austin is a fucking great name. Hi, Mr. Thomas. My son, Rogan Austin Thomas.
Have you ever done shows there, Horatio? You had to have done shows in Austin.
Loved Austin. We got it's culturally it's up there as far as the South goes. As far as New York, I mean Texas too. It's the more moderate city, and so they like the arts, and then we'd go on those. For the South by Southwest would have us out there a lot, and the crowds are always great, always a blast. So yeah, I do like that town. It would probably support good improv too.
Well, they always had that their theater down there. I don't know if you ever went to a show, the Esther's Follies. They didn't really do.
Esther's Follies, yeah, that's the place.
They didn't really do improv there though. They did more sketch.
Oh, Esther's Follies. Tell
Magic.
me about that. What is it? Yeah, I've heard that name. Is that like their big sketch house?
Yeah, it was really been there for a long time. It's on whatever the main drag in Austin is, and it has this big window.
There may have been a company of kind of musical comedian performers that would do shows there, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. And so then they would let us use their stage, and
Yeah,
it was
well,
nice. It
yeah.
kind of looked like an old. It was
The
dark and
show,
kind of burlesque.
the show is like a real. The show burlesque is really a good description because the show is like a burlesque show. So it's kind of like a sketch show. They always did like the show that's there at
Sounds-
Esther Follies. They do other things at that theater, but the show at Esther's
Okay.
Follies is like this
So that's the-
burlesque kind of comedy show. They do a lot of sketches, they magic. I didn't say
Yeah.
strippers, but like they do like dancing, like crazy like dancing musical bits. A lot of musical bits.
Sounds very Texas.
Very Texas. They had a George Bush, like when I was there, Bush was president, and they had a Bush impersonator that came out, like 3 or 4 times during the show, and would
Okay.
come out and do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They probably have the
But
Trump
the people were definitely hip. They're hip audiences.
now. Yeah. And Esther's Follies is
People
like
to shoot. Don't a lot
their
of comedians
thing.
like to shoot their specials in Austin? I feel like a lot
Now.
of specials come out of there because the audiences are so good.
yeah, I think now.
Well, no,
I think-
Rogan has a whole group of people that have joined him in with his theater. They all work out of.
Oh, Rogan set up shop. He's not really on my radar either. I mean, I know he's there.
Well-
I just don't have to ever listen to him or whatever. But he's got a theater there, right? Like a stand-up.
The mothership, he calls it.
That's it. The mothership.
the link to my Discord. I do have a Discord. The link to my Discord is I think on my my YouTube channel. If you're on YouTube, if you go on my Discord, then I'll make it active. I made one and then I haven't done anything on it because I don't understand that. I don't understand none of
Discord-
this.
Jerry, is Discord discordant?
Nope.
No, it ain't discordant. Good
It's
to
like
know.
a
Discord like Reddit.
Yeah, kind of like Reddit, except you can talk. You can actually talk on it.
Is it
But
worth
yeah, it's like a
looking
message.
at?
It's a message board.
Ow. Okay, so what do people mostly talk about? The Loch Ness monster, stuff like that.
Well, they can talk about whatever they want, but the whole idea is like if you have a podcast or something that has a Discord, I could actually get people on the Discord and they could talk to me on this, or they could leave like suggestions for the show or questions and shit like that, or they talk to each other on the Discord. And you put the chat, and I could put the chat on up here.
Oh, okay.
Easier to
Sounds like a
communicate with the
helicopter was landing on my roof.
Oh no, maybe the feds are coming to get you.
Well, they
Oh,
left.
man.
They left.
The feds?
So
Well, I
if
think
they-
it was they did construction.
If they picked you up, would you be like,
Get it.
fuck you, I got this, I got my stuff? Oh, so I'm asking what you would do. Or would you just go along and just go where they told you to go? Or does that concern you
no.
at all? Of like, hey man, no, fuck you. I'm naturalized now.
Well, I have my real ID,
Yeah.
but I probably will do a shrinky dink version of my citizen certificate. And I also have the green card, but I don't carry the green card. But not the green card, but the citizenship card.
Censorship. Because
Right?
really, like, because they could just say like, you didn't get it or whatever, right? Or I don't know. They could just make something up if you don't actually have your stuff with you. If you don't have it.
Yeah, I mean, then they lock you up and then they check you out and then they let you out of prison 2 days later.
Right, but you got locked up. I mean, that could happen
But
to
you
me.
got,
you
but
know,
you
or
get,
anybody.
they're locking people up before they're making sure. Like
Yeah.
Yep,
I don't know.
it's another
It sounds
roundup.
like they just anybody with a last name that sounds like Mexican, and they've done like a drinking and driving or gotten tickets or whatever, tried to get food stamps and had a job, whatever that's the
Got any
kind of
kind of-
crimes
any
they're
kind of-
going after people.
Any
for.
kind of record they got. Yeah, any kind of record.
Yeah.
What have of you? Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't have a record really.
Yeah. No, well,
I
they'll
feel
try
like
to make
it's-
one. That's, they'll try to pull you over and give you a
Yeah.
ticket or something.
As far as law enforcement is concerned, it's their job to just sweep them up and let the court sort them out. And if you have to spend a couple days in jail, hey, that's my job. That's me keeping this country
Sure,
safe.
yeah. I think they probably have a quota too, right? Like you guys can't just
I
sit
don't
at
know if they really
McDonald's.
do have quotas. I think some people just want to bust heads.
Well, they were saying they count that toward numbers, and I think that's right. Well, they were supposed to try to get 3,000 a day, and they're not even near that. I think it was 3,000 a day, something like that. I mean, it's impossible for them to be able to do that. The resources that would take for them to arrest that many people per day is insane. So, they're never going to be able to do what they say they're going to do anyway.
They're gonna start
Those
putting
numbers
people in
are just made
stadiums.
up. Those are made up numbers that some fucking guy just sat down, and just kind of tried to figure.
Right.
This administration, none of the numbers mean anything.
Well,
It's
no, I
all-
think it
it's
was
a
like
fiction.
it was only on only with numbers. They were like, oh, where there's this many people who don't have citizenship in the country, and we can do it in this amount of time. So well, in a year, if we deport 3,000 people a day, then then it'll be what we want in a year. And it's like you can't do that. It's impossible. Unless you really like commit to like everybody's in this and everybody's trying to get all these people out. That's a lot of people to try to move.
Yeah, I mean yeah, I mean just look at how many people it takes to get one person under control. When they're resisting.
Right?
Not everyone's gonna go, willingly.
Well, that's why they're
Except me,
sweeping
I'll
the
go willingly. I'll be
schools.
like, okay, guys, take it
Why they're-
easy.
They're dragging people out of classrooms.
Yeah, wow, take it easy.
I imagine like if they tried to arrest me, I really imagine myself like, well, this is my time. Like, I guess I'm gonna fight for my life, and I'm gonna start punching people. It's
I had the same thought yesterday.
Yeah.
I guess I got to now go into this new level of life where I have to fight for my, fight for my life.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
all
that'd
right,
be the
I
one
guess it's
time
just
I'm
a
like,
new
I'm not
adventure.
going. You're not putting me on a plane. I'm at least fight to try to stay here. I've seen some people get away too, like run away and get out of there. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the best. Like one guy ran away on a bicycle, and like
in
he just
Chicago.
almost got like
They
a
almost
foot from being
got
caught,
him.
and then a guy falls over, and he's like gets over and then disappears into the park and escapes.
Yeah, I guess he was yelling. He was yelling, "I wasn't born here. I wasn't born in this country." He kept yelling, running away.
Really? Wow.
All right then, you guys good in the neighborhood?
Good to see you guys.
Yeah, I'll
Nice to
try
get
harder
bigger.
next time.
No, you did great.
No, yeah. Well, I'll try
I
better.
need to try. And,
All right.
I gotta smoke during the show, not before the show.
That's what we'll do next time. Yeah, new rule.
Yeah, new rule.
All right.
Hey, that's
Bye,
good.
guys.
Someone should make that a thing. Okay.
Well, very funny nonetheless. I'll see you next week. Nice to be back on a Thursday.
See you next time, you guys. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, let's go out with the music.